Robert Byrd. Corazon C. Aquino, President of the Republic of the Philippines, the West Virginia.
In burying Ninoy, a whole nation honored him. By that brave and selfless act of giving honor, a nation in shame recovered its own. A country that had lost faith in its future, found it in a faithless and brazen act of murder. So in giving we receive, in losing we find, and out of defeat we snatched our victory.
For over 2 decades, the Philippines was ruled by Ferdinand Marcos Sr., whose regime became infamous for its authoritarian rule. Marcos declared martial law in 1972, citing a supposed threat of communist insurgency. Under martial law, civil liberties were suspended. Political opponents were imprisoned or killed, and dissent was brutally suppressed.
He held out in the loneliness of his cell and the frustration of exile, the democratic alternative to the insatiable greed and mindless cruelty of the right and the purging holocaust of the left. And then we lost him irrevocably and more painfully than in the past.
My feeling is we all have to die sometime. If it's my fate to die by an assassin's bullet, so be it. But I cannot be petrified by inaction or fear of assassination and therefore stay in a corner. I have to suffer with my people. I have to lead them because of the responsibility given to me by our people.
After nearly 3 years of exile, he returned to the Philippines on August 21, 1983, believing it was time to confront Marcos and work towards restoring democracy in the country. Aquino was assassinated at Naiya moments after getting off from the plane. As he walked down the steps from the plane, he was shot in the head.
Now I knew our power. Last year, in an excess of arrogance, the dictatorship called for its doom in a snap election. The people obliged. With over 1 million signatures, they drafted me to challenge the dictatorship. And I obliged. You saw women poll watchers break out in tears as armed goons crashed the polling places to steal the ballots. But just the same, they tied themselves to the ballot boxes. Before another wave of fraud could distort the results, I announced the people's victory.
Following the peaceful revolution that led to her presidency, Corazon Aquino became the 11th president of the Philippines after the People Power Revolution in February 1986. In her speech, she spoke on behalf of her people's fight for democracy and freedom. Her message is clear: democracy has been won, but it must be nurtured, it must be protected. The Philippines will not be defined by the darkness of its past, but by the hope it carries for the future.
Wherever I went in the campaign, slum area or impoverished village, they came to me with one cry: democracy. Not food, although they clearly needed it, but democracy. Not work, although they surely wanted it, but democracy. Not money, for they gave what little they had to my campaign. They didn't expect me to work a miracle that would instantly put food into their mouths, clothes on their back, education in their children, and give them work that will put dignity in their lives. But I feel the pressing obligation to respond quickly as the leader of the people, so deserving of all these things.
She highlights the resilience and aspirations of the Filipino people, emphasizing their desire for democracy, peace, and justice, despite facing poverty, insurgency, and economic struggles. It was a powerful call for unity, peace, and international support as the Philippines embarks on its journey to rebuild its democratic institutions after years of dictatorship.